Alright, so this is Vibes in 5, Ghana's only social media celeb talk show. My name is Arnold, Elavanyo. You can always call me. Hey, quickly, let me do this one before I move on to the interview proper. We have a new show on Xylophone FM called Link Up Reloaded. It airs on radio every Saturday from 3 to 6 p.m. So be a part of it. All right, moving on. This show is sponsored by Awokomi, Ghana's only kinky brand. I always say, get on every major street of Accra, and Awokomi is there to meet you. And again, we're sponsored by Bieja. Yes, Bieja bitters, and of course for girls ginger liqueur. For girls like Stonebwoy, I was started suck for girls for more power. So for girls ginger liqueur is also our sponsor, Bieja bitters, and don't forget b247.com. b247.com is your sports website where you can also go and bet. So they say bet small, win more, and that's b247.com. is a special website for sports guys. So all the guys out there who love money, Charlie, just go do your bets, then win some money. And xylophoneview.com is where you can get to watch your movies online. Just pay some amount of money and get to watch the movie online. If you don't want to go to the theater, you have your online theater, which is Xylophone View. My name again, Arnold Elavanyo, and this is one interview that I'm super excited about because I have never had Stonebwoy on this show. There's been calls like put Stonebwoy on. Fans have sent me messages like get Stonebwoy on. Finally, we have Stonebwoy, and we are going to have a conversation. I mean, you guys know how we do it. It's going to be a conversation. We're going to be answering a lot of questions that need answering on this particular episode. And so I just meet Stonebwoy in his house, in his studio. I'm sure this is where Top Skanker was produced.
Magic.
I know. Anyway, you're welcome to Vibes in 5 Stone.
Yeah, man,
big up yourselves. Big up yourself. All right, so let's start from the basics. I mean, folks would love to know things that happened recently, then eventually we get into other matters. Now, you were at Shatawale's album launch and then you got returned. Some people still feel it is not true, it is being made up. Was it true you were at the venue? Who were you with?
As much as I wouldn't have loved to touch on that anyway, because this whole thing is I mean, I think we are the same ones that are giving it too much attention, you know, so that way it submerges other very important issues as well, you know, like my show coming up on the 27th,
on the 27th, yeah, ATTC
Glow concert on the 20th, and you know the show in Ashaman is the biggest outdoor. I can stand by that. You know, I'm saying this
on authority.
You know what I mean? Last year was 40,000 plus, if not 50,000 plus people, and I'm grateful to God for having given us an idea to do something that would be of a legacy from where I hail, which is Ashaiman, and this is going to be the 5th year.
Wow.
Anyway, basing it on events and shows, you know, like you were asking, the other night saw one of our own, you know, premiering his album.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then, you know, the controversies and the fights and the hearsay and all of that, you know, and our individual differences as artists, you know. Some were showing support by tweet and all that. And I decided, you know, upon you know, I took it upon myself, you know, like, yo, at the end of the day, there's a bigger picture that I look at, that I see, because I feel like when we cut off all these negative things or all these
negative vibes around us,
unhealthy vibes around us, it will breed proper grounds for us to grow more, because you can never tell me that a country or an entertainment industry that has great big artists like us is always supposed to thrive on controversies, and just because controversies are louder than, you know, doesn't mean that we should intend. I mean, so I've always had enough of these, and I've always tried my ways, you know, against my fans and against my own will sometimes, you know, to listen to
make peace,
to listen to the positive side of me, so we can all get going. So it happened that my big brother Samini messaged me in the morning on that day, and then I brought the idea that, yo, I think it would be nice if we just run through to surprise this guy, like, you know, he came through he came through our event also by surprise, and you know what I mean, it was nice, so that we all create that seemingly united front, you know, regardless. And so we went there. Sincerely speaking, I had thought about it through and through and through, and one fact never changed was that I knew he was not going to, but who knows if he has changed, or he's willing to change.
To change that minute,
or he's willing to show a different part of what he preaches, as in the unity and and all of that. So support your own, like he always says. That's what we went through. I thought it well not to go by myself, but to call my big brother and say, look, this would be nice. Assuming that the opportunity, that would be crazy.
Yeah.
And then further on, the masses will be united. The fans, the diehard fans that follow us, will now be channeled or driven towards a unity cause. We don't have to be seen playing together every day, but since music, being the umbrella which is bigger than us, is involved, and it's a spiritual thing, music is bigger than us. So we might as well not continue to divide the masses and create all these things, because it's not really healthy for matured people and persons who wish to see the country progress. So we went through only to meet what we expected anyway. So that's just where it stays.
So were you disappointed in him for not allowing you to show that seemingly unified unit that you wanted to put across? Were you disappointed?
No, I was not disappointed, because I had thought about it from all angles, and I met one of the options that I thought about. So we met one of the things we thought about. So I was not disappointed, but it only now proves it clearly, what there really is on the ground.
Were you playing a game of chess where you knew that if I go and it goes through, we create that seemingly unity? If it doesn't go through to he stands a certain image, or then I tried to make peace and you didn't agree. So was it a game of chess for you?
It was not a. I mean, if you want to term it as a game, fine. But to me, it's not a game, because these are human lives involved, reality. Knowing all
everything put together.
Yes, knowing all the facts, we still decided to move towards a positive cause, and that is what we did. And since it didn't happen that way, we have nothing to lose, absolutely nothing to lose. But at least we've shown our maturity as Ghanaians, as persons that believe that working towards, like I would put, seemingly, at least once it looks like that, we can all pick it up from there, and grow, and that's it.
Your show is next week. Are you going to allow him, if he comes to the venue to perform? Are you going to allow him?
I would ask my fans as well. If they say no,
if your fans say no, you won't let him on the stage. But do you think your fans will say no? Knowing your people.
Knowing my people, you see, the sincere fact is that, let me be straight up, I lead the fans, and they are rallying behind me. So I think as much as they do have a say, my say really matters.
What is your say?
You know what I mean? I believe that to this point, let's see what happens.
Would you allow him?
Let's see what happens. That shouldn't be my worry right now. You know what I mean? That shouldn't be my worry right now.
That shouldn't be your worry, whether or not he'll turn up, because you have a show to protect and
I need to make
stage. Last year, there were some issues, when you did the show, the knife issue, the stone that was thrown at your own zone. All those ones happened last year. Does it put some fear in you that, you need to beef up security this time around?
No. Yes, to beef up security more and more, yes.
Which artists are we supposed to be expecting on the day?
God willing, we're hoping to see Samini, we're hoping to see Sarko, we're hoping to see every other big artist.
Every other big artist.
Yes.
Hoping to see every other big artist, including Shatta Wale.
Last year we allowed him to perform.
Yeah.
Did we not?
You did.
Exactly. And we didn't put across any PR kind of excuse whatsoever, any trying to be diplomatic or trying to be beaten about the bush, because what we actually stand for is maturity and a step towards a positive look, which is the best way to go as growing people, as people who want the best. But if in turn it's the opposite,
happens,
the opposite keeps happening, because this is not going to be the first time man don't allow people to get. I mean, it doesn't
add up for you.
It doesn't add up for me, because then I will be a stupid person, because we all have our dignities to protect. We all have our fan base to protect, because, you know what I mean? So if you do the math, what would you? If you do the math,
if I were you, what would I have done?
Did the math.
Maybe I wouldn't allow him on my stage.
So
if it's me, maybe I wouldn't allow him on my stage.
So let's continue.
But are you satisfied with the reasons they gave for your your denial?
It doesn't make sense. On to the next question. They know it doesn't make sense.
Like he wasn't there. He's sorry. You should.
That tweet was really interesting. When man did I go like, oh, if that was the case, I must say, yo! And I him write that tweet there, man. Our next person did do that.
He didn't write it.
I'm not sure he did. Even if he said he did, it's all right. But it came from his account. But I'm like, because he would have known better not to say he didn't hear it at all.
Yeah.
Because he did and had to ask the fans
whether or not to allow
us to perform. So how can you then now say, So I want to cut him some slack. That he didn't write that, because if he knows, he went there, so he knew. Wow. So I think somebody else who wasn't there around that time was the one who replied the tweet.
But Stone,
so I had to reply to put the person right,
so that they know exactly what it is.
But it's all right, it's cool. But at the end of the day, the whole of Ghana is a witness to how the industry is driving.
But is it healthy the way it is going?
No, come on, that's why I and big artists, our big brother like Samini, and as big as myself also, without apology, because we're working towards greatness and we've achieved greatness for the country and for ourselves regardless. Always try to put aside our differences and try, like I'm saying, to make it look like
seemingly.
And then from, you know what I mean? So literally, it's hand go, hand come. So if hand they go every time, the other hand no they come, which is not by force, but by will, then, say the thing, we have to still continue to keep
trying.
So as and when we have the energies to continue trying, we will try. Because at the end, the bigger picture is what we're all looking at, and music is bigger than us,
But Stone, there's one course that you are pushing for the industry to get better and for you guys all to be at peace, especially the seemingly feuding factors, and that is admittance. For us to admit our individual differences, then we can start working at putting things together to fix.
This is one of the things I said in my interview with Lagazi. I said a lot of things, but I think as and when people they just dwell on what they want to pick. So I said that we can never solve our differences if we don't admit what if we don't admit if we don't admit to what we are or who we are first and foremost. So
what has traveling around the world taught you?
Experience. It's given me exposure. It's schooled me and made me see things from a different point of view, as how it's supposed to be seen, contrary to how we do things most often here in Ghana.
It's giving you a different view.
Absolutely.
What you've seen outside as compared to what we have here, are we close to being perfect, or we are still far from perfect as an industry?
Thank you. First and foremost, that Ghana is still growing, and there are industries that we compare ourselves to. Hoping that we get there because they are the bigger markets or bigger industries like Hollywoods and the rest, But I think that checking with the time span of how long they have been in existence and how long we are and how long we have also been, you realize that we're like a baby industry.
Wow.
Yet, though, as a baby industry, then we need now to implement the right things, to take the right vitamins, the right nutrients, and we have to apportion them well to be able to go. And it's obvious that we are not.
Okay.
To be specific, the artists are putting in all the efforts they can, the actors are putting in all the efforts they can, the writers, the bloggers. But one part that I know that the problem is that I believe that the government doesn't really care.
The government doesn't really
care about what goes on. Meanwhile, the creative arts industry is what these people use. Like these big countries, like today I saw, I saw a post from Mr. Gabi
Ochre
Dako, stating how disappointed he is
in the movie and the industry as a whole.
And the industry as a whole, and stating how important it is and how other countries use that to drive their general developmental agenda. So then, I think he is right. But the problem and the question doesn't lie with us, as in what are the artists or what are the actors doing. We've done we should ask us, what are we not doing? We've done the best we can at the rate at which we can.
Yeah.
With the amount of investments that we have been able to put into our own selves to this point. But I do not think that there's a governmental involvement
enough.
Yes. We all see, we all know. If there is, we would be parts and parcels of it. I'm undeniably one of the biggest Ghanaian exports.
Good, yes, undeniably
I won a tall artist the other day in the UK, Ghana Music Awards.
Yeah.
And that is a proof of it. So if I am saying that I do not see any, is there anything I'm doing wrong, or am I supposed to go and meet somebody that I've not yet met? I want to know so that I will go, so that some of my other bigger colleagues,
can also
both actors and actresses, can also know that, okay, go to this office, see this man, put this together. We just want to know what we have to do right. Probably we're not doing some things right to warrant or get the necessary support
from the government. But what do you think is making it difficult for government involvement? Could it be the fact that they see things?
But the government being our mother and the yardstick, I think they know better. We are just individuals.
Maybe they see it as a plaything.
That's another part of it too, that I think they don't have to see it as a plaything, because they know well. They are the most, those in power are supposed to be the most well-traveled and most educated ones.
They've seen
who
stuff.
Know where to put what. They've seen stuff. So are we going to dictate to them? Just like, for instance, how he was able to sit back, watch 10 movies and analyze. Ask what prompted him to
watch it.
Exactly. So I think that they, as bigger people that I respect, are watching. They are watching, so they can as well suggest. They can as well control. They can as well call. See?
Yeah. Now, you have done stuff with Morgan Heritage, you've done stuff with Sean Paul and some other top names. Who else would you want to do stuff with?
God willing, there's one person in my mind, Rihanna. I want to do something with Rihanna.
You want to do something with Rihanna?
Yes.
Have you started making moves?
It will happen. God is king.
I believe. But why Rihanna though?
I'm a huge fan of Rihanna. You know that, like, I'm a reggae dancer, Afrobeat artist, and how she sounds is like, if you hear my song Most Original and a couple of songs, you know that it's well capable to,
it has its own market out there.
You know what I mean?
Right. How did the Sean Paul move happen?
Yeah, man. We recorded the song in Atlanta. The beat was actually produced by Black Diamond Beats.
Right.
He's a Ghanaian.
Okay.
Based in Belgium. So a cousin of mine he sent the beat through a cousin of mine who's actually one of my people in America. So I got the beat, went into the studio, Selassie Studio. There's one guy in Atlanta, I put there, and then I recorded the song, and then
you did
finished,
your song.
But as the song was playing, I realized that no, this is something I want to put Sean Paul on. Then we started working to get Sean Paul. We got Sean Paul. We shot the video.
You shot the video. So how was it like working with Sean Paul?
Cool. I mean, real recognized real, like they say.
There wasn't difficulties in getting him to come for the video shoot and all that. You didn't experience any difficulties.
John, no, we did the right things, so we went through it smoothly, and we thank God that it happened. Because most often, sometimes you can have a feature, the video becomes our next thing and all of that, and even the release and all, because you're working with big companies and you have to get clearances, you have to make sure things go right, paperwork wise, all them one day.
Has it been very cooperative?
Yes, or else we wouldn't be here.
Yeah. How is the song doing?
Song is amazing. It should be one of my biggest international songs right now.
Are you promoting it hard enough?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Most original.
Most original, absolutely. Most original. I think I'll find statistics. You should check on my socials. Like, so many things are happening, and I've been controlled by a team of mine, so I can't remember every step. But most original.
It's
check
moving.
on iTunes, check on Spotify. It's moving the video. MTV Base. It was released on Tidal. It was like, some of the biggest moves are being done, man. Let us not sleep on it.
Some
I
people
have to admit it. I'm making some of the biggest moves in this country.
a gist of it. Like, what next are you up to? So at least something little.
Next, like the album, when I dropped it, I made it clear that it's going to take like a 2 to 3 year span.
2 to 3 year span. The lifespan of that album
to
promotion,
to push,
to promotion.
Meanwhile, we drop 1 or 2 other singles, but there's a plan.
There's an
for the album plan, and you can realize that we just only dropped Money Me and dropped.
Yeah, you've done most original.
Most original, and we're going to be releasing. Which is next? We're going to be releasing
Suit and Tie.
Suit and Tie very soon. It's the album comprises of 2 sides: the dancehall and Afrobeat, and then the reggae side. So, you see, I've not even started rolling. I've dropped the first reggae video, We Bad. I've not dropped the second one yet.
So that's only one from the reggae side.
Absolutely.
Suit and Tie is yet to come.
Feeling Lonely,
Yeah.
featuring Ioctane, would also come. Ahuna Matata, featuring Agent Sasko, will also be dropping. Like with
Stuff to come.
Damaris, so there's time. We're taking time to push the album.
So does it mean that for the next 3 years you're not going to drop an album?
We could. But
You could.
I'm like, that's like 2
to 3 years.
Because already the album dropped in December.
And it's almost December. So
that's
1 year is there.
So one more.
1 more year.
Exactly.
And then
Depending
anything
on how
can happen.
things speed up.
Yeah.
So between 2 to 3 years span, isn't it?
Then a lot has gone into the album.
Truth.
And are you making a lot from it too so far?
Truth.
That's the truth. It's giving you a lot.
Truth.
International recognition.
Truth.
Financial, bit, and then getting on major stages worldwide.
You saw me return from a European tour.
Yeah,
played
massive
on
one.
Reggae Sumfest, being the first Ghanaian ever to play on Reggae Sumfest, the 33rd. Played on Summer Jam. Played on some of the biggest reggae festivals. You know what I mean? I'm definitely not one who remembers all these things, because for me the next level is the next.
The next level is the
My
next.
best level is the next level. So I'm always
You're always moving.
and so I leave it out to my fans and well wishers to keep track.
But with all these achievements, top names, top shows, top travels and all, does it make you feel you are the biggest and the best when it comes to reggae dancehall in Ghana?
Come on, man. I wouldn't, I do not fear to say I am the biggest in the world, because that's where I want to be. That's what will drive me to feel greatness. But by so doing, I do not mean to intimidate anybody with it. I only mean to inspire people who are looking up to me. And when you check by the profiles, the first reggae dancehall artist to win the BETs and the continent of Africa. So you should know we're pushing and we're there. We're getting there as well, and it's impressive. So that's all I care, to keep growing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And with all what you have achieved, do you think people see you in that light and accord you the necessary level of status, or you think they still feel like you still feel underestimated?
Some people will still say, and I'm not offended, because that only means there's more room for improvement. After all that we've still achieved, so why not? You know what I mean?
That's
Do you
how
know what I'm
feel.
saying? Yeah.
Some people will still think you're underestimated, but you know what you have achieved.
I mean, overall that I have achieved so far, I know that it feels like that sometimes when, with the industry celebrating mediocrity so much, we do not get time to celebrate or throw light on achievement and levels of artists, actresses, actors, writers, bloggers, and all of that. So,
But shouldn't
it goes? It is.
It's not just for you alone. It cuts
It's
across.
a general thing.
But then, doesn't it make you feel that your work is not much appreciated? Because if I'm putting in so much, I'm supposed to be seen so much and be given the necessary,
But first and
recognition.
foremost, if you recognize yourself as such, would you be begging to get that same recognition from others? I see myself as the best. I'm cool with it.
You're cool with it. You don't care what you think.
Whatever who says is the next thing. And whoever realizes it, I'm so happy. But I'm not going to lie to myself that I want everybody, every single soul to realize
that I am the best.
No.
Do you believe in
It
numbers
doesn't work like
in
that.
the game that you're playing? Do you believe in numbers?
Yeah, by numbers. Yes, I do believe in numbers.
You do believe in numbers. What would you say, or what size of numbers would you say you have now when it comes to business, when it comes to putting you on shows? Would you be able to quantify your numbers?
You mean
in terms of fan base?
By social media, you can get the exact numbers on these platforms that we are getting. But as much as I believe in numbers, I wouldn't also lie to myself, and I would like to spread this across. The likes, social media, just Instagram and all the Twitters and the rest just popped up recently, right? And YouTube, but there have been bigger artists who are still known worldwide who do not have even up to half of the number that I have on these platforms, but I'm not bigger than they are. Number wise, I'm talking international. I'm talking generally.
Yeah.
So sometimes the numbers come to play, but you also have to realize the other aspects that make it all complete. So number wise, we're doing well. We're accumulating some funds on the socials and all, and also when we go out there, the love is so much.
The love is crazy.
The love from the babies, the kids, and those ones are not on social media, so they don't even add up.
Yeah, but it's quite possible, you don't put them out enough for people to see and realize and appreciate how things happen outside when you travel.
I do. To the best of my
knowledge.
push, I do. Because the last time I was on tour, we put things on social media, we post things, which definitely we all know in this era, an artist from elsewhere will just post something and it becomes news over here.
Yeah.
But vice versa, it doesn't necessarily happen
like that
over here like that, except it's a controversial one.
And you are not an artist of controversy.
No.
You don't believe in controversies? Or you don't use controversies? Which one?
As humans, we are imperfect, So with the status that we have as artists, actresses, presidents, people in the public domain are prone to have everything they do fly out in the public. You know what I mean? I'm in the public light, but I do not necessarily feel that intentionally using controversial factors to drive your presence is best for me.
Okay.
It's not good for
It's not good for you. Controversies don't work for you.
No, I will not intentionally use controversial news to sell.
Okay.
I wouldn't do that.
Intentionally.
If it does happen, we're all imperfect. So probably bam, 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 you realize it was news when I was on tour and I was on stage like a dancehall show and I had a girl grinding on me. That alone was like, oh,
big.
That was news.
Yeah.
I wouldn't intentionally do that. But it's one of those that can pop up from once and once. There's always one guy on my neck. That will always bring the news. So
we know.
So So meanwhile, while all these things play naturally, my sincere intention is to focus
on your work
and push.
I think you would be the best person to help me get this answer to the people. Beef in the industry, or beef amongst artists, is it real or staged?
As far as we have it here, and the other ones that I'm meddled up in, which I don't want. It's not staged, because I haven't staged anything with anybody to do anything.
So whatever misunderstanding, feud between you and any artist,
I can understand that we it has to be staged. I do not know yet of a staged beef that I am aware of that I can use as an example. But what we have going on here, that I don't. It wasn't staged.
It's not staged.
It's not staged, and because already I don't.
Let me narrow it down. Between you and Shatta Wale, what you have as misunderstanding, is it staged or it is real?
I don't have misunderstandings with Shatta Wale. That's another thing I have to put together. I have to put out time to put across.
Yeah.
I do not want to be seen, or I don't want people to come to the realization that Stonebwoy has an issue with any artist. You feel me? Any, not only one. You know what I mean? It's rather unfortunate that I come into play.
Yeah.
Because that man there.
How do you get into it?
That man there, yes, I get into it. I'm in. I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like that man there has everybody on, and it's big, and it's looking like a strategy for him. You see me? So then that's how come I got involved into this. And you have to defend yourself. You have to say what you have to say when you have to say it, when it is right. But coming from my end to the other, I do not see nobody as a first and foremost as a beef mate. Because I wouldn't get anything from that. My focus is on the music and to send across my little piece of music to appreciate the number of fans that will appreciate me, and I keep serving them with the music that they love. And I mean, that's what I.
But
really,
have you in any way
about.
benefited from all these things that's happening? The seemingly beefs. Have you in any way used it as a benefit strategy? You sit down like, okay, let's wade into it and make some numbers or make some money out of it.
It will definitely get loud. You know what I mean? Like they say, like I know, negative news just flies. You know what I mean? So we cannot. It only makes us loud.
Yeah.
And as traveled as after I travel, go around the place, I realize that it's getting us known for the wrong reasons. You have to, when you blow up to be known, eventually you have to be known for the right thing. That's when it lasts.
And that's what you are pushing for.
Absolutely. And that always takes time. And that always makes you feel like you're not being appreciated. I understand what comes with trying to go well, trying to move right.
Yeah.
It takes time to, but when you get there eventually, come on, man, it's glorious. It's glorious. You majestically assume your position, and you stay there for life.
Is it difficult to stay on top?
It should, because you have to continue climbing.
Okay.
But it's also to me, it's a state of mind. It depends on the individual. You feel me? You should. Nobody can stay on top forever. Just like we can't live forever.
Yeah.
But you can get to a point where you know that you have achieved and you've come far by the people. I mean, so you realize that you're being honored. You're being
given all the accolades.
Given all the accolades for how far you came.
If you were an underground in this era, would it have been easier for you to blow?
I'm not sure. It's really difficult these days because I trust that people do not really focus on, the media. And when I say media, I'm not attacking anybody. I have to set this straight. Even individuals, we all have phones now, and it makes and social media. They say all these ones play roles. You realize that when you pick your phone and you go into the explore page or on Twitter or whatever, around us here geographically, you realize that if I was an underground in this times, it would be tough because you don't see anything of, you see very little or none of something that we have to buy into. Real talent, content.
You don't see it.
You don't find it. But when I was an underground, I think there was that love for hey, the guy they try, the guy they sing. Wow, have you heard that new guy? It's still happening in these times, but it'd be tougher. As far as I trust that it's tougher this time because the concentration there on Charlie, what they come, what they trend, so even if you have even as a talent, let me streamline it. As a musician, as a talent, Charlie, what you go sing at all, make the trend down. Or make it just far like that. Have you seen that? Have you seen that? Except you have some supernatural angelic voice that probably as they sing your voice, they do harmonies.
It's crazy.
So it's really difficult in this time.
It's really difficult to blow up in this time as an underground. And
generally, it's true because, see how demanding the system is now. Social media was like, for instance, People come and go, 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Things just trend for 8 days, 5 days, and it's gone. It comes and becomes the biggest, and then in 2-3 days, 3 weeks, on to the next one. So it's really difficult. It will be really difficult.
Your one thing that people associate to the Stonebwoy brand is humility. I mean, when you mention Stonebwoy, like, oh, that guy is humble, and the folks have even used it in your defense several times. But are you truly humble?
Why should you not be humble? You should find ways to be humble. It's only unfortunate that we associate humility with weakness and humility with pretense in this place. You know what? People would always use even the best things that you're good at to your disadvantage, depending on what they want to achieve. So I don't get worried when people are trying to say that guy is not humble. At the end of the day, that's how you see me. But the perception that is out there and the truth of it is that I will love, and I love, because to be humble is very expensive, you know. And so if it's one of my traits, and I'm grateful for that, you know what I mean. But I will say it again, let nobody confuse my humility with weakness, because I don't look like that at all.
You don't look like that at all.
I'm not sure I look weak.
One typical case in point was when you had your own internal wrangling with your own record label, Xylophone. When they would want you to do this, Stonebwoy hasn't done it, they would have to call you into a meeting. It got to a radio, Stonebwoy is not doing this, Stonebwoy is not doing that. At that point in time, what was really happening with you? Was it you standing your ground, or something wasn't going right?
Up to date, I haven't spoken about the real internal vibes that was, and I will not speak about it because it wouldn't matter anyway. It wouldn't matter, you know.
But are there issues?
No, I'm coming.
Yeah.
At the time, the reality of the vibe was never brought out. So people went about to say what they thought it was, their opinions, their everything, and at the end of the day, we came back, and me and the boss, Nanapia Mensah, who was a very good man, just like we met before majority of them were employed, met again and cleaned it up, and this is where we are today.
So issues got settled.
Yeah, man.
The very way it started, it got settled that same way. Without the other elements that came in later. Did you find them to be the problem?
Oh, they did inside, Kai. How many people know they hate me for Xylophone? Kai?
You think you have haters in Xylophone? That you can beat your chest and say these guys are haters?
At least one. If I don't get Kura, we get one.
You get one?
One.
Kaki. Oh my God.
Yo, big ups to Willie Roy. You do all. Yeah.
But are there times that you are amazed at some of his utterances? I mean, when you're listening to him.
Yeah, man. Absolutely, why not?
Yeah.
There's another one they call him Come Out Your Eye.
Come Out Your Eye. Is there any tour you're going to be working on soon?
Artists and tours now. That is the physical representation of the movement.
Of the movement.
So you have to hit the road. And we have an event coming, you know, we have the Shaman
to the World. Yes.
We have 27. We have the Beam Nation concert.
Yeah.
This is going to be the third year as well, coming up in December. And in November, we finalized to have a headline, my first headline show in the UK.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
In November. In November. Now, the same day you are having your Shaman to the World concert, Glow is also having a concert.
No, Glow is not. Glow is having a show on the 20th, which I'm performing.
Yes, there's this Suma. You are performing on the 20th. Suma is also having a show on the 27th at the Fantasy Dome.
Okay.
Yeah, I think you're aware of that.
Yeah, I've seen flyers.
Do you feel it's going to affect your audience or your attendance?
I do not necessarily mind, because why not? Sometimes in December you find 3 events going on same time, but this is in Ashaiman, this is towards a different cause, and this is in Accra. This is a paid event. My event is like a charity event that I do every time. So whoever wants to go wherever, but I know some people might, I know for sure that people who will come to the Ashaiman event will not go to
Okay. We'll not go to
some
the
people,
fantasy dome.
but majority of the people who might go to the fantasy
Will
dome
end up at your event.
might come to Ashaiman eventually.
Yes, it's quite possible.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, now you're married to a doctor. Does she pay particular attention to your health now? Like, you need to sleep at this time. You don't need to eat this. You don't need to eat. How do you work around that one?
Charlie. Yeah, I mean that has not come to play yet. Like,
it hasn't come to play yet.
Check, but it's good to check your health, you know.
Okay.
And well, I'm concerned, you know what I mean, and
with your health.
Yeah. So she doesn't particularly have to say sleep at this time.
Meanwhile,
you know, we're used to the nocturnal behavior.
Yeah, like the nightlife.
I sleep in the morning, I wake up in the morning.
You sleep in the morning, you wake up in the morning. So throughout the day to the following day, your eyes date up. You know, I look around your studio and all I see is your mom.
Yeah, office.
Just her.
Yeah, man.
I mean, your love for your mom, she's gone, unfortunately.
Yeah, man.
But the love is still there.
Abba, why not? Where else? That's my inspiration. That's everything you get me.
That's your inspiration. That's your everything.
Yeah, man.
She means a lot to you.
Yeah, man. We communicate every now and then.
You communicate every now and then. You feel her. And I look on your phone and she's your screensaver as well.
You are even for real.
Let's talk about Top Skanker. Was it a song you planned to do, or it was, you know, one of those things, Charlie, I feel this, let me just do something on it, and boom, it's all over the place?
But even if you feel the beat and you want to do something on it, is that not planned?
Yeah, well, that's planned. But I'm looking at commercially, like, like, you know, there are songs that you target. This is a song I'm going to promote. Let me use it that way. This is a song I'm going to shoot a music video for. This is a song I'm going to put on this platform.
Actually,
was it the same with Top Skanker?
This song was like, you see, when you edit videos, you need what did they say that intersection?
Insets.
Like, you know. Oh, I'm kind of be. There's a good transition. You see, it transition to go to the. So I was about to transition into releasing videos for the EOM album after having released a couple and promoted. So I'm like, okay, there needs to be a transition.
Yeah.
And the transition should be like different from everything else that I mean, a regular Bawasaba, a regular reggae tune, because you know I'm all rounded.
Yeah.
So I decided to kick them with a 90s groovy dancer. And when I say skanker, skanker is actually a word that was derived from ska. Ska music was once upon a time a genre of music in Jamaica. Yeah. So if you dance to ska or the movement to ska, like skank. That's so skank. So it's like a move. It's like a dance or a movement of a top man. So it became like a term. Like it depends on how you want to use it. But it's like a top man, top skanker, top like skanker. It's a top bad man. So when I say a top skanker, like you
top bad man.
Me this, you know. So you know, say man, a real top skanker.
Yeah,
man. So henceforth, you know, aka skanker. You know
top
what I mean?
Skanker. So it's a big song now. I mean, it's one of my favorite songs.
My favorite as well.
Yeah, like, top skanker. Like we love top skanker.
Yeah,
and the part I want them. What was it?
Skibble bang 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 bang. That one man of the top skanker. Accra to Sri Lanka, Tivoli, Jamaica. Flanker them see me as a kaka. Big like a ship, same time me and the anchor. Where them I go do? Them don't catch the cancer, me and the answer. When me pass through is a bonanza. Chili and load in a tanker, that one your name.
Top skanker, top skanker.
Anytime we pass through,
they will let them know I'm going. Bad.
Mad.
Too mad, you know. So when it comes to patois, Charlie, if you put yourself aside, name two other very good patois artists. you we not say be clean. Who else you won't be clean?
Go find out. I don't get problem. I know one problem.
I know, right? All right, Stonebwoy, thank you very much. Anything you want to tell your fans? Yeah.
Big ups to each and everyone for watching this. I know it's been an in-depth interview.
Sure.
I'm grateful to be alive. Vibes and five, the camera crew, myself, my management, my manager, Black CD. You don't know. Shout outs to Xylophone Music, same flame. It can't cool. Big ups to my wife, my little daughter. Big ups to the fans out there who support the movement. And I tell you once more, one thing, please, if you do love Stonebwoy and support Stonebwoy, just know that it's undebatable, however you want to, whichever English word.
Yeah.
You can use for that one.
Yeah.
It's not debatable. Don't debate it anywhere because you know who they follow, and don't fight it anywhere. You know they need. You know what I mean? Because I need you and you need me. Let's keep spreading the vibe, keep the support. It's one love. Because at the end of the day, the bigger picture is unity. The bigger picture is peace. You get me? So regardless, keep supporting Stonebwoy, STONEBWOYB on all social social media platforms. You know, on Twitter, on Instagram, on Snapchat, and keep praying for me. You get me? Because say what a prayer for the one you love, and I say what a prayer for you because we're out here because of you. We do this with you in mind. I sit behind the microphone and all I have is what am I gonna serve the people with? Wow. So you're in mind, so keep me in mind. Big ups, no bad mind, no negativity. And if you hear somebody they plan bad for me, come tell me. And if you hear any bad about me, don't mind them.
Don't mind them. Don't mind them. I like that one. Big up yourself, Stonebwoy, for being on Vibes in 5, Ghana's only social media celeb talk show. My name is Elavanyo. Yo, big up to Which One Clothing for putting this together for me.
Beam.
And as sponsors, I will call me, you know, Vieja Bitters, Forgets Ginger Liquor, B247.com. And then you have the xylophoneview.com as well.
So you tap it, gym again. More fire way up, put again. Say what? Same flame. Keep up the flame.
Yeah.